Hey, what's going on, everybody? Yugi54 here, and welcome to another episode of Monday Reviews. So this time we're going to be going over some side deck choices for Blackwing players, in case anybody's trying to wonder, like, what can you put in their side deck to kind of help your Blackwing deck out against the meta. Well, of course, generic side deck cards always good. Dunking Ryo, Mind Crush, is generic stuff altogether, but I'm going to have a couple of the weirdy choices for the deck, for the side deck, in case any of y'all are actually interested. Because I fit around with each one of these side deck cards, even though I rarely even side deck on day in, and I never do it on pro because I always do single duels. It's much faster than matches, unless I'm dueling a friend, then I might do a match. But other than that, these side deck cards actually do work. They do work. And I will explain things as I go along on why I chose certain cards. But before we get started on that, no videos from Tuesday through Thursday. Mainly because I'll be in Houma, Louisiana for those 3 days. I won't have internet access. Because I'm going to my grandparents' house. Because my grandpa died. And the funeral is Thursday, so I'm heading down there Tuesday, staying through Thursday, heading back up for Thursday. So that's pretty much one. And plus, even if I could record and upload, I wouldn't do that over there because it's not really the right time or right place to record videos. Because, you know, a guy just died. It'd be kind of insulting to sit there recording videos while everybody else is grieving. That would be completely inconsiderate and stupid. So that's the main reason why no videos for those 3 days. But we'll have a video uploaded on Friday, which would be a budget deck profile. We're still got undecided. I have a couple of decks I want to go over for that, but of course I only do one. So enough of that. Damn. Let's get started with today's video. Side deck cards for Blackwings, and also I'm going to go over some extra deck choices for Exceed, since it is an Exceed era. Even though they're bringing out Synchros, like, make up your mind, Konami, Synchros or Exceed. Choose one and support it. Jesus Christ. Complete idiots. Anyway, on with the video. So, first off, you have some generic ones. Thunder King Ryo is always a good side deck card for Blackwings. You can either main deck it or side deck it. I prefer the side deck than the main deck. It's my personal preference. Just how I've always been with Thunder King Ryo. Joel Lockbird, it's a very good card, especially you should be siding at least 2 of these in any deck, but especially good in Blackwings. Volan is a spellcaster, but it's a wind, so you can throw in, what was it, Dark Smorph if you want. But the only if it's a Wing Beast, that would be so much more better. You can also throw in the Maxis in your side deck. DD Crow's also a good choice because it's a dark for Lower Darkness. It's also Wing Beast for Icarstein, so DD Crow's also a very good card to use. Then you also have, of course, the Mind Crush, because this Mind Crush hurts Prophecies, it will hurt Fire Fist, it will also hurt Mermails, I guess, if they don't pop it with Marksman, because the popping comes first and then the effect search, I believe, comes after the popping of the Marksmans. I don't quite remember the chains of the Mermails, so forgive me. But with the generic stuff out the way, let's get started with some of the weird half-ass stuff that you may go, what the fuck is this guy smoking? So first off, we have Macrocosmos and Dimensional Fissure. These two cards, Sighting and Blackwings. This will really throw your opponent through a loop. They won't know what the hell is going on, because Blackwings have always been a graveyard-bound deck. Now, the reason I'm suggesting Macro and Dimensional Fissure is to give you an option. Me personally, I'd rather go with the Macrocosmos because it's the price factor, and it will make your opponent go, holy shit. But the problem with Macrocosmos is it makes a lot of your cards not alive, like your Blizzards, your Clues, your Values. Dimensional Fissure makes your Blizzards a little bit more alive. Now, the reason I'm suggesting these two cards is because with Exceeds, with the era of Exceeds, since Exceeds have come out, Blackwings can kind of go away from its main weakness of banished decks. It had some Blackwings when they first came out. Removal decks were like one of the bane of their existences. Even though they had extra stack, it was still a pain in the ass to deal with because my Blizzards are dead, my Clues are dead, my Values are dead. It was a pain in the ass. But with Exceeds coming out pretty much, or out right now, you can kind of steer away from the graveyard bound version of Blackwings. And you can kind of make an Exceed based deck. So that's another option for you. And it's a really good, and again, it's going to throw your opponent for a loop. You know, basically, you just take out some Blizzards, take out maybe one or two, well, maybe your Values, and, you know, keep your Colutes because it's Colute. It's a 14 attack by monsters, level 3. It's a Colute! You want to keep in your Colutes. I don't know why I'm coughing. Sorry. I think I heard my throat or something. Anyway. Or it's the fact that I'm doing this when I just woke up. Probably that. So anyway, both these cards are good. If you don't want to run macro, the Mission Fish is also a good option because since, like I said, you still want to go for the Exceed material, the Exceed bound Blackwing deck, like version if you run Dimensional Fissure, because materials do not get banished under Dimensional Fissure because they're no longer monsters, they're just cards. So that's a good tip. It makes Blizzards more alive. And Skill Drain, of course, is a fantastic choice. Skill Drain has always been a good card to side into Blackwings because of the fact that it doesn't really affect the deck too much. The only cards it really does hurt for answers really is pretty much Blizzard, in my opinion. Blizzard's the main thing that Skill Drain's gonna hurt. Gale, okay, I can just summon in Synchro, no big deal. Yushura's effects negated, Armor Master's effect, but it doesn't really matter at that point in time. You know, Blizzard's the only one that's really going to get affected by Skill Drain. So again, just like Macro or Dimensional Fissure, they get a couple Blizzards, you'll be fine with Skill Drain. So, or you can just go summon Blizzard, Forbidden Lance. Oh, he's unaffected by Skill Drain now. That can do much super shenanigans. Same thing with Gale, same thing with, well, you really want to do that, sure, but being with Blizzard, it'd be a good option. Now, as another low 4 target, as another monster option other than Thunder King, if you're using Macrocosmos or Dimensional Fissure, Breaker the Magical Warrior is actually not a bad option to go into your side deck. Breaker's a dark monster, so it's a target for a Lord Darkness. When it's summoned, it becomes 1900 attack because of its effect. It can also pop face on spell and traps. This opens up a lot of plays for maybe your Shura, your Gale, or anything like that. Also, since it's a spellcaster, you can throw in that Arcanite Magician if you so wish. Aha! But now about melee, it's a dark monster, it's level 4. So it opens up Exceed options. It's just another option for you to go into. You can also use cards like Template Goldfish if you want, Goblinberg, like I prefer Breaker because it's 9 times attack when it's summoned. It really does help out. It really does. But if you don't want to go the macro route, macro is going to be a big player in this format because it's a great card to combat the meta. You can always sign in Imperial Iron Wall. This is a fantastic card because this will help make your. This will pretty much say, my monster shall not be banished. Yeah. Because I know there are some people who may be iffy with the macro or Dimensional Fissure. Imperial Iron Wall is a great card side if you don't want to do the macro Dimensional Fissure. I would suggest siding too because, like I said, macro's going to play a big role in this format as an anti-meta card. Because all the decks are pretty much affected by it. Firefish don't get their effects. Mermails are just, fuck you. Fuck you, macro, I don't like you. And the prophecies, you know, macro plus Mind Crush. Oh, hi, how you doing, High Priestess? Screw you. So, Iron Wall is gonna play. It's really gonna help out your deck a lot. It will make your cards a lot more alive. Now, a couple of Blackwing cards you can side in for the other Blackwing cards that will help promote exceeding plays a little bit. Is one, it's gonna be Blackwing Gladius, the Midnight Sun, as well as Blackwing Kochi, the Daybreak. Now the reason I'm saying these two cards is they're both good for both Skill Drain, siding into Skill Drain, and siding into Macrocosmos. Why? Because they promote Exceed plays. That's the big thing there. Gladius may not have it may not be the best Blackwing monster in the world, but it's another search for whirlwind, and it's a level 3 monster that you can just set on the field if Macro's on the field, and it takes 2 attacks to kill. This will help replace maybe some Vayu, some Blizzards, maybe your Zephyros the Elite. This will help replace that and open up rank 3 Exceed plays, such as, you know, you can go into your Levia the Sea Dragon, which is a fantastic card to use against macro decks. So you can special summon any low 4 lower monster from either player's banish zone, except if it can be special summoned, because there are monsters like I cannot be special summoned. Screw you. Kochi opens up a little bit late, synchro plays, but also rank 4 Exceed plays. Because it does have the effect that when it's special summoned, cannot be used as a synchro material monster. That doesn't matter because you can just go, okay, exceed until rank 4, how you like me now. It's just stuff like that that really helps out. And it's also, again, it's 700 stack, searchable by Whirlwind. Gives you more searches for Whirlwind. These are the two best Blackwing monsters that I can recommend for a side deck if you are going to run Macrocosmos or Skill Drain. Everything else is like, either you're already main decking it, or it's just like, yeah. You can also side deck Siroko's if you want. You can also do Sirocco, but you should be at least main decking at least one Sirocco. You can side deck the third if you still wish. Now for some extra deck cards for like Z's, you can either side deck or main deck. I was just side decking if you're running the macro stuff. Side deck 2 or 3 Exceeds, so you can take out some synchros and put in some Exceeds. Some really good ones, of course, is Dire and Direwolf, which I would recommend main decking in the extra. You know, if you're side decking Exceeds, because I know he's expensive, but I highly recommend either main decking this thing in the extra. Or extra decking, I guess is what you can call it now. I don't know exactly what to call it, but then because you got multiple pops with Direwolf, because he targets Beast, Beastborn, and Wing Beast type monsters with his effect. So you can just go, pop my Wing Beast monster, pop one card that you control, and I have another pop with Direwolf. It's as simple as that. It really does help out. If you're on DN or YG Pro, I can definitely recommend Sifling the Sub-Zero Siren. It's actually a pretty decent Exceed, and in my opinion, it's kind of underrated in terms of what it can actually do. It's finally a generic. It's finally Wing Beasts have their own Exceed. Their own Exceed. I just wish it was dark, but what can you do? So it's basically 2 level 4 Wing Beast type monsters, really easy to do with Shura plus Bora. Once per turn, you can attach 1 material from this card, negate the effects on the field of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. And face-up cards, not monsters. I don't know if it's a typo in DN. I have to look it up again. I'll put an annotation if it is a typo in DN. But it's face-up. But right now it's face-up cards your opponent currently controls. And if you do, this card gains 300 stack for each card currently face-up on the field, except this card. These changes last until your next standby phase. So that is really, really helpful. So, like I said, I'm going to put an annotation in here if it's a typo on the end's part, if it's just monsters. But it says cards on here, so use it right now, because it is, I believe it is out in the OCG, so I believe that might actually be the right translation. So, this makes it even more powerful than it usually is, because this would be a great answer for Fire Fists. Summoning effect, oh, I negate that effect, that effect, that effect, that effect, oh, your effect, and I gain a boost, and bam, 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 bam. How you like me now? You can just negate effects all the ding-dong day. It is a really fantastic card. And of course, you got generics, number 15, number 39. You have all the Steel Storm Roach. I wonder if number 66 came out yet, because there's a Exceed 666. I'm waiting for number 66 to come out. Nope. I really am. Then watch people rage on how it's representing Satanism. It's like, it's a card. Deal with it, idiots. Anyway. Rank 3 Exceeds if you're going to be siding in Guardians. Of course, Zimains. Leviar is a great choice if you're putting in the macro stuff. Acid Golem if you're doing Skill Drain. Because Acid Golem plus Skill Drain is just like, screw you. Screw the opponent. It's just so much fun. There's a lot of other things you can do as well for some Rank 3 Exceeds if you're signing in the Guardians, stuff like that. But anyway. These are some side deck choices for Blackwings. Some of them are generic. I'm not going to go over all of these side deck cards that you can put into Blackwings, because there's a bajillion cards you can side deck into Blackwings. But you know what's the best side deck card you can put into your side deck? It's Imperial Order. No one will expect to see this coming, because it stops spells, but no, because it's banned. You can store in your side deck, and no one will ever see this card coming. It'd be automatic scoopage, because they'll be, oh, god damn it, Imperial Order. How can I beat this now? Anyway. If you have any more side deck cards, I know I missed some side deck cards, but this is just mainly Blackwings. This isn't a generic side deck. This is for Blackwings specifically. So I know I missed stuff like Overworked, Nightbeam. I know I missed some cards, but this is mainly for Blackwing stuff. So anyway. Comment, rate, subscribe, and bye.